everybody ready? I should say. We're talking today about letter G, capital G and lowercase g. And letter G has two sounds. Do you remember what letter G's two sounds are? One of them sounds like gentle and giraffe, and giant. And another one sounds like green, garden. There's two sounds with the same letter G. Crazy, huh? But guess what? We're going to make something today that lives in the zoo. Can you see this zoo behind me? We're going to talk about something that lives in the zoo that starts with letter G. Now, I talked about a kind of animal that starts with G that lives at the zoo. Do you remember we said giraffe? And guess what? There's no giraffe in our zoo. So we're not going to talk about a giraffe, but we could. Let's look right here. I have another picture that's a little bit closer to see some animals that are in the zoo. Let's see. We've got a zebra. Is that a j? No. Or a g? Nope. What about a peacock? Nope. Oh, there's a giraffe. That's not the one we're going to talk about, but there is a giraffe at this zoo. Gorilla. That starts with letter G. Can you see that letter G on the gorilla? And the letter G on the giraffe? But you know what? That's not what we're talking about. There's an elephant. Elephant. Nope, that's letter E. A hippopotamus. But we're not talking about a hippopotamus. There's a tiger. Tiger. And the last one is a giant panda. Can you see the letter G right there? There's three animals on this zoo page that start with G. Giant panda, giraffe, and gorilla. And they all start with letter G. Can you believe that? All three of them start with this letter G. The giant panda, the giraffe, and the gorilla all start with G. But we are going to make the giant panda. Now there's one that's just drawn. I'm going to show you a picture of a giant panda. This one is a little baby cub. Is he cute? Isn't he a cute little panda? Look at his black eyes, his black ears, and his little black nose. But he's got a white face and black arms. Here's another picture of that same baby. Can you see all that black for his legs, his eyes, and his ears? We're going to make one of these today. Now let's talk for just a minute about pandas. Giant pandas, they're called giant pandas. They're big like bears, and bears are in the zoo. But you know what? There's lots of kinds of bears at the zoo. Can you stop and think about some bears in the zoo? What other kind of bears live at the zoo? Brown bears and black bears. Right. And did you know brown bears, some of them are grizzly bears. Guess what grizzly bear starts with? Letter G too, doesn't it? Grizzly bear. So that starts with the letter G as well. But we're not talking about grizzly bears. There's the red panda. Now a red panda is kind of a brownish reddish bear, and it's kind of small. The giant panda is big, kind of like a brown bear or a black bear, and it's called a giant panda, so people can keep it straight from the red panda. The giant panda is kind of interesting. A giant panda, there aren't a lot of giant pandas in the world. They live in China, but they were starting to disappear. There weren't going to be very many of them. They were kind of dying and they couldn't figure out why. So you know what people did? They put some in the zoo and they helped them have babies at the zoo so that there would be more giant pandas for us to see. So guess what? The San Diego Zoo had a mama and a baby. Now let's look for just a minute and see what this mama did. Can you see that tiny baby? She had a little baby. She's got it. She's taking care of it. She's carrying it somewhere. When she carries her baby, she carries him in her mouth because she doesn't have hands like moms do. So she would take the baby panda and put him in his mouth. Look at his little black eyes and ears. Isn't he cute? He's so tiny, but he doesn't have very much fur, just only a little bit. It's not fuzzy yet. When he would get cold, the mama would keep him warm. Does your mama keep you warm when you get cold? Yeah. All right, let's see what else the mama would do. Oh, I'll bet your mom does this with you sometimes. She would play with her baby when he got bigger. Now, while he was at the zookeepers or the veterinarians, do you know what a veterinarian is? A veterinarian is a name for an animal doctor. They would come and they would get the panda and they would weigh him to make sure he was having enough food to eat so that he was getting healthy. And they would listen to his heart and make sure his heart was healthy like it needed to be. Was that a good way for them to help make the baby panda grow? Another thing they would check on is they would measure him and make sure he was growing like he was supposed to so that he would be healthy. And because so many people were able to help him, he was growing bigger. Now look what is around that baby. That is some leaves. Do you know what giant pandas eat? They eat bamboo. And bamboo is long, tall pieces with leaves on them. Long, like, they look kind of like sticks, only they're big and round with leaves on them. And pandas love to eat them. Pandas eat for about 16 hours every day, and then they sleep at night. So they spend most of their day slowly eating the leaves of bamboo. You know what we're going to do today? We are going to make a panda eating his dinner. Does that sound fun? So what you're going to need is you're going to need to get out a white paper. I'll put my white paper clear over here. So we're going to need a white paper. I'm going to put mine on my board so you can see it, but you can lay yours on the table. We need a white paper. And then we need something to draw a panda head with. And we're going to draw 2 panda heads on our paper. So you know what's kind of helpful? We're going to draw 2 circles. Now, I'm going to use a potato chip can. I have a round lid and it's just about the right size. If you don't have one of those, you could use a peanut butter jar. The lid on a peanut butter jar is also look at these. They're just about the same size, aren't they? So either one of those will work. You can use the peanut butter lid or you can use something that's about the same size. There are lots of lids that are about this size. It's just about 3 inches. And that's about the size that we need. And we're going to take it and we're going to put it right on our paper. And then I'm going to get a black marker and I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to stick the lid right on the bottom. If you don't want to do that, if you take your marker lid and you stand it like this, it won't roll off. If you lay it down, it might roll. So stand it like this if you don't want to stick it at the end of your marker, and then it's not going to roll on the floor. All right, stick it on there. And we're going to hold the lid down with our finger and we're going to draw around. Now, if this is kind of tricky for you, you could have your mom or your caregiver help you draw all the way around it. Okay. There's one circle and I'm going to draw another one over here. Okay. I'm going to go around the paper again. We're going to need 2. Now, if you don't want to do 2, and you just want to do 1, you could do just 1 if you wanted to. I'm going to do 2. So I have 2 circles on there. Now, we're talking about letter G, but guess what? We need to write a W. I'm going to practice on this side to show you how to write a W. You go around and around. Can you see that W on there? You can practice on another paper. It's just like 2 kind of loops, because you know what we're going to do? We're going to make 2 little W's right, I'm going to turn it around this way, right on here. Can you see that little W on there? And on my other one, I'm going to draw a little W. How does that look? Are those 2 little W's? Do you know what those are going to be? That's going to be the bear's mouth. And at the top, see right in the middle, I'm going to draw a little nose right there. Can you draw a little nose on top of the W? All right, let's look at this little panda and see. There's a little nose, and there's his little mouth right there. It looks like a little W with a little nose on it. So that's what we're making. Let's look right here. You can see it on this picture too. Look right there. There's his nose, and there's his little W right underneath it. Can you see that? So we're going to make the face of our panda. You need a W with a little nose. Now look. His eyes are bigger. So right up above it, not at the top, but right kind of close by, we need to draw a big eye and a big eye. Can you see those big eyes? And I'm going to draw some over here. A big eye and another big eye. Now, they don't have to be circles. Are his eyes circles? No, they're kind of a different shape. Let's look at this one. The mama and the baby. Can you see the little nose and the little W? And then you can see those eyes. And they're not round. They're kind of long, huh? So whatever shape you do them, they're going to be fine. Now, we need some ears. And you know what size we need? About the size of a quarter. All right, so we're going to take this. And this doesn't go up at the top. Let's look at this. Let's look at this panda for a minute. His ears kind of go down. They don't go up at the top of his head. They kind of go down his head a little bit. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to take this quarter and we're going to put it right here. Can you see how it's kind of inside of the circle? And we're going to draw around it. And then I'm going to finish drawing around right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put the quarter down and I'm going to hold it and I'm going to draw around it. And then we're going to go on around. Now, if you want to, you could even draw on a black paper and cut it out. And then glue it on. I'm just going to do it this way. And I'm going to color in those ears. And color in those ears. They're kind of tricky. Now, guess what? Look at my panda. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Does that look like a panda bear? So I need some ears on my other panda. He doesn't look like a panda without his ears on. So we're going to make him some ears too. Inside of the circle. And then we're going to draw right around that quarter. And finish drawing around it. Okay, and then let's do the other side. We need one more ear. And we're going to go all the way around. Now we need to color those ears in. How is your panda bear looking? Both of my panda bears are a little different. Are your panda bears a little different from each other? Does every panda bear look a little different? People look a little different, don't they? And the panda bear does too. I'm going to color inside of him. All right. There's our 2 panda bears. Now, what do panda bears eat? Do you remember? Do they eat bamboo? We're going to make some bamboo for the panda to eat. So here's our panda. We're going to put these, lay these down for a minute. Our faces are all done. Now, we're going to get some green paper and see if get a little piece of green paper, and we're going to cut some strips of green paper. And with these strips of green paper, we're going to make some bamboo. So get a piece of paper And we're going to get some scissors. And I have some scissors somewhere. Find your scissors, because we're going to need scissors to cut with. Okay, remember your fingers are on the bottom, your thumbs on the top. Hold the paper, don't let it drop. And we're going to do the fingers. We're going to put them like this, and we're going to go open and shut, open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. All right. We're going to make some pieces of paper just about this big, and we're going to take them and we're going to cut them right in half. So now I have two, but that's not going to be enough. If he's going to eat all day long, we've got to cut lots of pieces. So let's do some more pieces. Open and shut, open and shut. And you know what? The pieces don't have to be the same size. This one's a little bit skinnier than the other one. We're going to cut another one. Open and shut, open and shut. This is the way we cut, cut, cut. Now look at this one. Oh, I didn't cut it very straight. Can you see it's not cut very straight? It's kind of fat right there. But guess what? It doesn't have to be totally straight because we're making bamboo. I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it, and I've got kind of a fat one, and now I have kind of a skinny one. Is that okay? It is for sure okay. Oh, you can see I didn't cut very good. Okay, let's do another one. And we're going to cut probably, let's cut maybe 4 or 5 pieces. Or you could cut 6 if you wanted. We're going to keep cutting some pieces. So I'm going to have lots and lots of pieces, and we're just cutting them. You can cut some skinny ones. Now let's look at these. I got kind of a fat one and kind of a skinny one. That's okay. And I'm going to cut them in half. That one's not totally in half. I have kind of a longer and kind of a shorter. Should I do another one of those? Kind of a longer and kind of a shorter. Kind of cut them where you want to. All right. Now I have a whole bunch of pieces. Do you have a whole bunch of pieces? Let's see what we're going to do with the pieces. Let's come back over to our pandas page. We're going to pretend that these pandas are inside of a bamboo forest and they're eating some bamboo. So you know what we're going to need to do? We're going to need to get out our glue, and we're going to need to take, let's take one of our long pieces, and I'm going to put some glue on the top and maybe in the middle and down on the bottom. And if you don't think that's quite enough, you could put some in the middle between the glues, or you can go all the way down the whole thing. But after you have some dots of glue, we're going to take this tall one and we're going to stick it right in here. And it doesn't even have to be straight on the paper. You can just stick it on there any way you want. Okay, let's get another kind of long one. Let's do another long one. I'm going to do one on the top and one in the middle and one down on the bottom, and then maybe just a couple more just to make sure it's not going to fall off. Okay, I've got some glue dots on that one. Maybe we'll put that one right over here by this panda. Okay, doesn't look like a forest yet, so we've got to do some other ones. All right, let's do some more. We're going to put some more glue dots. So you can be cutting, after you cut out your strips, you can start putting some glue on your pieces. Now we're going to start putting them all over. And you know what? Bamboo forests are not even straight. So we're going to kind of do some pieces. Now we don't want to cover up his face too much. It covered up his face a little bit. We don't want to cover it up too much. We still want to be able to see him. But we've got to put a lot of bamboo on there because he's so hungry. He needs, and we have 2 bears. So we have to do lots of glue. Okay, here's another piece. Is he sticking his eyes through there? All right, let's do another one. Let's keep putting some on there. I'm just, on these little short ones, I'm just going to do the top and the bottom and the middle. And let's do another one right here. Oh, there's some around that panda. Now this panda needs some. So let's get, here's another kind of long one. Maybe we'll do a few more glue sticks on that one because it's kind of long. Okay, and we're gonna put someone right over here, kind of by this side of him. All right. Oh, no, maybe I'll do, should I do a little short one right here by him so he can have one to eat there? And this one's really short. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of glue. We'll just kind of stick it. You can put them anywhere you want. Just make sure we can kind of see their faces because we don't want to hide them. We just want them to be inside of the bamboo. There's some more. Are you getting lots of fun bamboos on there? Okay, I think we'll do one more right up here. So I've got a little kind of short one and I'm going to put some glue on him. How is yours looking? Are you getting some good bamboo on there? Oh, look at that. Does he look like he's having a good time in the bamboo? I think I'll do one more. And you can do as many as you want. The fun thing about this is everybody's is going to look their own way because everybody's working to get such a good picture. All right, how's that? Oh, I made kind of an X, didn't I? All right, there are some pandas. See those giant pandas looking through the bamboo? Now, while you're finishing, I want to show you something because we have one more thing to do. So when you're done with your panda heads and all of your bamboo on there, then I want you to watch. And you can be working on it for a minute while you're looking. I want to ask you a question. All right? We're going to look right here. We've got, this guy is above. Do you know what he is? He's below. Is that the opposite? Above and below? Is that penguin? He's above and below. All right, now let's look at this bear. This bear is in. What is this bear? Is he out? In and out. That is the opposite. Above and below is opposite. In and out is opposite. All right. What are these guys? This guy, this little, let's see. Oh, it's a little leopard. He's in front. Where is this guy? In back. In front and in back are opposites. All right. Let's look here at this monkey. This monkey is on the tree. What is this monkey? Off the tree. Right. So we've got on and off. Very good. Those are opposites. Above and below, in and out, in front, in back, on and off. Those are opposites, and you're doing a very good job with that. Now, while you're finishing this part of your project, I'm going to read you a story about some animals that live in the zoo. This is Owen and Maisie. This is a true story about a tortoise and a hippopotamus. Let's see what about them. Maisie is a tortoise and Owen is a hippo, and they live together. And they are friends. They talk to each other with their own special language of sights and sounds. Can you see them? They're walking together and enjoying each other's company. In the afternoon, they go for a walk together. When they're hot, they swim in the water. Did you know that both hippos and tortoises like to spend time in the water? It helps them cool down, doesn't it? Owen eats what Maisie eats and rests when Maisie is tired. Owen protects Maisie when he's scared. And Maisie helps Owen feel safe. That is what friends are for. Now, was that an interesting set of friends? These two, normally tortoise and hippos are not friends, but they take good care of each other, don't they? Is that what we do when we're friends? Yeah, and you know what? We're lucky to have moms and dads that take good care of us and help us to feel safe, aren't we? We have caregivers that take care of us. We have people around us that help us feel safe, don't we? And that's what it's all about. Okay, are you all finished? We need to make some leaves for the bears to eat. And we're going to do that with some paint. So you're going to need to get some water. I have some water in here. Do you have some water? And then we're going to get our paint. Now, guess what color the leaves are going to be? Green. You're right. So we're going to pop this open. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to put it on the green. And it might take a little bit of extra water to get it nice and green. Oh, look at my finger. I'm going to do some finger painting. All right. I'm going to take my finger with some paint on it and I'm going to make some leaves. How's that? You can make your leaves anywhere you want to on the bamboo. All right? And I have to keep dipping my fingers in the paint. Because after you do it a few times, it starts going away. Oh, let's do one right by his face. Then he can eat that one. All right, I'm going to get a little more paint on my finger. Oh, yeah. I think that looks like these are getting so much yummy food to eat. How's yours looking? Are you getting lots of leaves on there? Well, that one didn't work very good. Let's try it again. All right. Oh, I think there's enough food for these little pandas, these giant pandas, to get full. Should we put one kind of by his mouth? That's not very dark. Let's make it a little darker one. How does that look? Does it look like there's lots of leaves? Now they're hiding in there because they're eating their leaves, aren't they? I think they're kind of hungry. All right, when you get done making leaves, you're going to need to let it dry for a few minutes. But I think you made it so your panda bears can be nice and full. All right. That is a yummy, yummy bamboo for your bear. Now, when you're done, you're probably going to need to take a wipe or else go to the sink and wash your hands. And they might be a little bit green still, but after you have a bath today and spend a little more time in the water, or you wash them a few times, it's going to be all the way off your fingers. All right. Giant pandas are really, really amazing. And it's kind of sad that there aren't a whole bunch of them, but are people being very careful and helping the pandas to grow? And they're trying to make things safe so that the pandas can grow up and have more pandas so that we get lots more pandas in the world. They are so much fun. I need to show you one picture. Can you see that mama and her baby panda? Does she take good care of her baby? You know what? Pandas, the moms and dads, don't live by each other. And baby pandas only live with their moms until they're about 18 months old. That means they're 1 year and a half. When they're 1.5, they're big enough to take care of themselves. So then they leave and they can go find their own bamboo and their own family. And that's kind of a cool thing. It's been so much fun to do a giant panda with you. I hope your leaves are drying and I hope your pandas had a lovely, lovely time. I hope you had fun making your panda. Do you know what? I love doing things with you. You are amazing. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. You're awesome, possum. See you next time.